You don't get what you want. You get what you feel you deserve. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you about the real reason why your manifestation isn't showing up and what you can do about it. Stay tuned. For anyone who's new here, my name is Rita and I'm here to help you achieve love, success and abundance from within. So if you like that type of content, subscribe and click the like button. By the way, I've also linked my free resource and my offers in the description box, so check that out if you're wanting to take your manifestation to a deeper level. You need to understand that the beliefs that you have about yourself and what you deserve is directly linked to what you will achieve in life. There are so many people who are saying, I want this desire and I want that desire. But the fact of the matter is, if you don't believe that you're worthy of that particular desire, then that desire can never come to you. Or if it does come to you, it won't be long before you lose it. And when you lose it, that will perpetuate that idea in your mind that you see, I knew it. I knew that thing wasn't for me. So I knew love couldn't come my way. I knew that financial abundance couldn't come my way. How you see yourself is going to be key to what you're able to achieve. Your self-concept is the single most important thing that needs to be right in order for you to get that manifestation. And this is why some people will achieve things with ease, while other people will find it really hard. And you'll think to yourself, why have they been able to get that and why not me? I'm more educated, I'm better looking than them, I have more money than them. Why have they been able to achieve that thing and not me? And the reason is because they've got the self-belief and they've got the self-concept that they are deserving of that. And that is what is essential when it comes to manifestation. So what that means is, when you decide what desire you want, you need to embody the identity of the person that has that particular desire. So if we're going to talk about love, for example, the person who will attract that beautiful, aligned, respectful love will love themselves. They will be able to shower themselves with love, with compliments. They will know that they're deserving of love. They won't be putting up with breadcrumbs. They won't be putting up with situationships. They won't be putting up with inconsistent people. They will know, no, that's not for me. That's not what I'm wanting and that's not what I'm deserving. One of the things that you can do to embody the identity of the person who has that desire is make a list. When you think to yourself, you know what, I want that particular desire, make yourself a list. What does the person who has that desire look like, act like? What's their daily routine? What do they dress like? What kind of mindset do they have? So you need to make a list of that. And what I would do, instead of chasing after that desire, start chasing after that list and start becoming the version of the person that's on that list. Now understand, you may not be able to achieve everything on the list because it's going to take you time to work through them depending on how far away you are from that desire and what your current self-concept is. But if you can start little by little taking small steps and embodying the person who's on that list, and that will look different for everybody, you're slowly changing your self-concept and your identity. You're slowly changing the energy and the vibration that you're putting out there. And therefore you'd be slowly changing the people, the situations and the experiences that are going to be drawn into your life. You need to understand that worthiness is a decision. It's not something that you're inherently born with. You know, we're here living these experiences and so many things happen that can affect how people feel about themselves. That's happened to all of us. There's been times in my life when I haven't felt worthy. I haven't felt like I'm enough. I've cultivated that within myself through working on myself, through focusing on how I can become the person who has self-belief, who feels worthy of all the good things in life, who feels worthy of love, who feels worthy of financial abundance. I've had to cultivate all of that within myself. So I'm not telling you anything that I haven't done myself. Worthiness is a decision. You have to decide that you're going to make a change. And you have to know that it's going to take time to cultivate that. It's not going to happen overnight. I want you to also know that There are an infinite number of versions of you. If you think about the person who you were 5 years ago, that's not the person who you are today. Whether that's for good or bad, you're not the same person who you are today. The person who you were 5 years ago is not the person who you are today. Neither will the person who you are in another 5 years be the person who you are today. There are many different versions of you. And one thing that you need to be aware of is the person who you are now is very comfortable. Even though you may not be living the desire that you want, and you may not have everything that you want in this life, the self-concept that you have now is comfortable and it wants to stay. It doesn't want to be moved out and for another higher version of you to come in because it's comfortable. So I need you to understand that when you do go on that journey and you start to change that self-concept and what you believe in, sometimes you are going to get a little bit of tug of war. The old version of you is still going to be tugging at you, trying to hug you and trying to keep you in place because it doesn't want to go. And it knows that as you move forward and as you change your mindset and you change your habits and you change your behaviours and you change how you think about things, it knows that it's on the way out. So it will try and hold you there. So think of it as, an ex-partner who's a bit annoying and won't leave you alone. Think of it in that way. But the point is, I'm telling you this because when it does happen, you need to know that this is normal. There was a time in my life when I wanted to change who I was as a person. I wanted to change my self-concept. And I realised that I would get so far and then I'd start having these invading thoughts. I'd start thinking, can I really become this person who I want to be? Can I really attract the love that I'm looking for? Can I really achieve everything that I want in life? Can I really? There'd be those doubts there. And now, as I've gone through my journey, I realise that that is a complete natural process to go through because the old you wants to hold on to you. And it's only when you keep pushing forward and you keep ignoring those negative feelings and ignoring those negative emotions. And what I used to do is physically talk to the old me and say, no, stop. I'm not going to allow these thoughts to take root. I'm not going to believe these thoughts. I can achieve it and I will achieve it and I am achieving it. I'm moving forward. Yes, I am worthy. Yes, I can do it. It doesn't matter what's happened before. It can happen for me. I'm choosing to develop this particular mindset. You need to know that because if you don't, when you feel those negative feelings, you're going to think that you failed or you've done something wrong. Understand that when you're becoming the new version of you, the old version is going to want to hang on. Gracefully let it know that it's now time to part ways and you're moving on to something new. And that's exactly what I used to do. It might sound strange, but I used to talk to the old version of me. And I used to say, I know you want to stay, but it's now time for me to move on to a new version of me. Thank you for everything that you've done and the time we spent together. It's now time for us to part ways. Because at the end of the day, that old version of you was useful when you needed it. It was an upgrade from a previous version of you. So it's not to say that you completely dismiss it. It needed to be there and it served its purpose, but it's now time to leave it behind and move on. So just know that that is going to happen. So comment below and let me know what your key takeaways are from this video. Like and share, and remember to check out my offers and my course in the description box, and I'll see you in the next